Welcome to Hydraulics 101, the summer of 2024 term. Uh, you have heard me say a lot of the things you're going to hear me say in this video before if you watched my video for Grades 101, Introduction to Grades. Many of you are taking both of my courses. One, the one we're talking about now, hydraulics, and the other is Introduction to Grade Setting or Grading. So I'm sure you have seen the syllabus, but I have to make sure. And so we're going to take a quick trip through it right now. And the way I get there is from my home page, or go to home page and click on the syllabus link. And there is the syllabus. And it starts out with how to get in touch with me. My name is Scotty Gex. My email is scotty.gex@hecofa.com, or you can message me through the Canvas inbox, which is located way over here where my little fingers going up and down there. And that works. That will get me an email, and I can respond to that. Or you can call me at 405-684-6828. My office hours are from 12 p.m. till 8 p.m., and I work on Central Standard Time. Everything that's due or assigned will be based on Central Standard Time. So the name of the course, once again, is HYD 101, Basic Hydraulics, Summer 2024. The course begins, well, today. I'll say today. It's still Sunday, but it begins on July 8, 2024, and it will go on through September 15, 2024. And a word, or make note that these courses usually close automatically, and they usually close a day earlier than the closing date added. If that happens and you're still in the middle of something, at the end of week 10, we'll open it back up so you can finish. All assignments throughout the course will be due prior to Sunday at 11:59. And it says by the 15th of September. Of course, they're all due then, but every week they'll be due Sunday evening at 11:59. So keep that in mind. Our courses are set up for a week at a time. We start out with week 1, which is module 1, and we go through week 10, which is module 10. There's no really day and time that we meet together. We don't have an on-campus location. We do use the Canvas Learning Management System. This is the way you get there. But if you click on this or make it live or put it in your address bar, you're going to end up at Canvas, and they'll want to know if you need an account. You don't. You have one, or you wouldn't be in here. Course description introduces the fundamental concepts of hydraulic systems and explains the terms specific to hydraulic system. We'll be talking about Pascal's law. We'll be talking about Bernoulli's principle, which pertains both to air and liquid. And by the way, fluids of air and liquid is a fluid. So, which explains the relationship, Bernoulli's principle, the relationship between pressure and flow, and it will also explain along with consideration, and I'm sorry, I'm thinking ahead of myself. It's all also applicable to airplanes, aerodynamics. It's Bernoulli's principle is the proof or explains why airplanes fly, for instance. So that's enough of that. So I have one prerequisite and that's a clear understanding that learning is not passive. It's not a passive activity. You will be required to put forth effort if you want to do well on this and have it reflected on your transcript as well. This is a college level course and it's designed with the adult learner in mind. Uh, you're going to be, it's going to be, a lot of this is going to depend on your ability to put forth effort, to meet challenges, manage your time, and most of all, when you get in trouble, don't understand, don't get stuck, give me a call. We'll see what we can do to get you back on your back on the road again. There is one textbook. It's an ebook. The course will cover chapters 22 and 23. Doesn't seem like a lot, but believe me, we will cover a lot. And I will get to that uh, momentarily. This is the ISBN if needed. Here's what I think about each of these categories. There's some quizzes in here, and I'll weigh them at 15%. Tailgate discussions are very important to me and hopefully you, because I weight them at 25%. Assignments, same thing, 25%. Midterm exam, 15%. And final exam, 20%. In other words, of your total grade, this is how it's allocated. So if you do it in a discussion, you really want to do well because it's pretty heavy duty at 25%. Quizzes, which 15%. I would have in mind, of course, making good grades, but make them as a result of effort and comprehension of what we're doing here. There's going to be some principles and some laws and things like that that are a little bit hard to grasp. I'll do my best to explain them, and we'll do and the book does its best uh, to prove them or to clarify them, if you will. If you have Chrome, you're in good shape. Uh, Not just for Canvas, but for our remote proctoring. As you can see, Chrome is required, and many or most or all of our assignments, such as quizzes and essay assignments, are proctored. Microsoft Word or an equivalent word processing software using Google Docs and our Microsoft 365. All of that works, and Microsoft offers free Office accounts. Click here and find out what you got to do to get it. Canvas has support. Most of the time when I want to learn how to do something I don't know and I run into it at Canvas, I'll just say, in Canvas, how do I, and then fill in the blank. You know, how do I add a student? How do I move a student to another group? All those kinds of things. You try that. If you really need technical help, you will get a response from Canvas at this number right here. But I'd suggest the first step to be to let me know you're having problems, and let's see if I know anything about getting it taken care of, because these people right here, they're quick to help you, but they're going to ask for our Canvas administrator. He may or may not be available at the time we need him. Start with me. Uh, we used to have, and I don't know, it seems like there's one in one of my courses, but it's a Canvas student orientation. Uh, Learning about Canvas for the student, I think it's called, or something like that. So if it's in one of my courses, please take time to look at that, even if you've been through Blackboard, Moodle, or Canvas, just so you'll maybe refresh your memory or have a fresh start on this stuff. Uh, I'm asking you to complete this course, but I'm not sure we offer it. Once again, it may be in my module. We'll see when we get there. Our attendance policy is something you need to know about. Of course, we don't take attendance every day. Our attendance is based on a weekly basis. And let's read what it means and what it takes to be counted as here. To demonstrate academic attendance by the student, the class instructor must demonstrate that you, the student, participated in class or was otherwise engaged in an academically related activity, such as contributing to an online discussion, which we call the tailgate. The class instructor has the authority to determine what constitutes commitments for attendance in a tailgate. And also go to the home page. By all means, make sure you understand. You go to the home page, click on the tailgate link, make sure you understand the requirements of the discussion. They're very specific, so make sure you understand them. This will take you to our catalog if you're interested in diving deeper in who we are and our expectation. Code of conduct is your grown-ups. The key word here is mutual respect, for each other, and that goes a long way with me and hopefully you. I will be respectful. Uh, so we're accredited by the Accrediting Commission of Career Schools and Colleges, which is a rare thing in uh, in trade schools, private vocational trade schools. But we are. We have an associate degree, which you are now enrolled in and participating in, and there's not much said about that in here, uh, but there'll be a lot said about it here in a little bit. The talks about online participation in the learning management system. Just tells you that we're using Canvas, and it tells you that the instructor will grade assignments and submit comments, and you can view the grades for all assignments in Canvas. You'll be able to see how you're doing. So I want you to take a look at your in Canvas every day, see what's going on. I do post announcements. Uh, a lot. When I may change something, I'll post an announcement, and you will get an email with that announcement in it, and you can respond to that announcement like with questions like what do you mean by, and then fill in that blank. Uh, See if there's any updates by checking in. Netiquette is the cool way of saying etiquette for IT stuff, I guess. So we're going to be engaged in polite, respectful, and coherent manner in all of our conversations. We're not going to use an IDK for I don't know. We're going to just go ahead and take the time and spell the word I and do not, KNOW. Write in the first person when engaged in discussions. These are our opinions. Nonverbal cues such as facial expressions are not always clear in an online environment, probably never clear. But you can use emoticons and things. I don't unless it's accidental. Uh, what we write is public. Respect your audience and be mindful of proper netiquette again. Communicating what you can expect from me. I'm going to answer all of your requests. I'm going to try to help you in all of your problems. I will do the best I can. Your job is to make sure you let me know you're having a problem. And we call that self advocacy, the ability to speak up for yourself. We look for this behavior as a sign of maturation in the process from early childhood. Does this kid, is he able to ask for help? Well, if he is, then he's maturing or she's maturing. So you are mature. So demonstrate that by, if you're having a problem, ask for help, right? It's your responsibility to speak up when you need help. Time management and self-advocacy are absolute musts to navigate this course or to get through this course. Oh, let's see what else. Rules for testing. Makeup tests will not be accepted without prior notification. There are extenuating circumstances. Just don't have too many of them. making up work. As you can see, as a rule, late work will not be accepted. Late work, if accepted, will have a 10% per day score reduction. Notify me as soon as possible if you are having or expecting personal work or family issues. If you can let me know ahead that you're going to have to miss uh, the first assignment in week one, okay, I know that, and I will get it open for you when you do get to it. I will determine if arrangements can be made in any kind of makeup work. You and I, we'll hear what you got to say, and we'll do what we can to help out. This talks about accessibility. This talks about privacy, and this in the catalog talks about financial aid. Uh, I'm not going to read through this. You're welcome to. It talks a little bit about the VA. Some of you, I'm sure, are here as a product or at the you're getting financial assistance from the VA. So here's the grievance policy. If there's a problem that should arise between myself and either of you, any of you, and we can't seem to get it solved, you have a way to do that. You can take it over my head if I can't seem to meet your needs. Okay, so that's it for the syllabus. Now, I want to go back to the home page just for a moment here and make sure you have a grasp of it. Uh, this right here, where is it? Course calendar. Don't use the course calendar. It will mislead you because it's not going to keep up with what I'm doing. We go by weeks here, as I said earlier. Monday or today, actually, since that's when you'll be hearing it, it is today. It is Monday, probably, that you're hearing this, unless for some reason you're a little late enrolling. But we will, Monday is the first day of the week of our week 1, 2, 3, and so forth. Sunday is when it's over at midnight. So that's what you need to do. If you finish week 1, then start getting prepared for the next week. And I won't open any subsequent week until you have finished the week that you're in, that you're started. Like you will not have access to week 2 until you finish week 1. I can't manage this thing if you're scattered throughout the course over 10 weeks working in different modules. So that's why I do that. Announcements. If I've got something to say and I need to change something, I'm going to announce it if it applies to everyone. This is a link to the modules. It'll take us to modules, and I'll go there in just a minute. This takes you to the tailgate. It explains it. It talks about the rules and all you need to know about the tailgate. Do not go read that. I don't know. I've never used this chat. I think it may work, but I'm not sure. This should tell you a little bit about me if it is me. I wonder if it is. Oh, yeah, that's me. And this is my background. If you're interested, you can do that. I served in a cav unit in the military long time ago. So I have a background in training and have some certificates and certifications from different organizations such as the National Center for, you can read all of that. I live in Southeast Oklahoma. Well, let's not spend too much time on me. There's not much there. Let me go, let's go to the modules. Here we go. Week one is getting in, getting your books, getting settled down, listening to all these videos, looking at the how to use the big blue button. Is that here anywhere? I don't see it. But, I probably don't have it in here. I'll have to put it in here because we may need it, and you'll hear me in some of the older videos refer to the big blue button. But what that is a Canvas version of the Zoom. And in this course, we may need to use that, so I'll make sure we get it in here. We can have one-on-ones through Big Blue Button if you just want to sit and talk to me about something. It's a good way to take advantage of some one-on-one, and we may have a group Big Blue Button where we're all asking questions and we're all talking and so forth. So that's what there is a pretest. I need you to do this pretest. It doesn't matter what you score on it. It just gives us an idea of what you know coming in. Now, you're going to get 100 points for taking the test, no matter what you score on it. I just need to know what you know now. So get that done during the first week. This is your syllabus quiz, and it's going to ask you questions about the syllabus. And if you don't know the answer and you want to score a perfect score on here, which is helpful, go over here, click home, and then go back to the syllabus and use Control F. It'll take you to, like tests, if you want to go review the test or this asks you a question about the test. So that's that. This is the format that you'll see for every week. Like, we'll get into the meat and potatoes of this course right here when we start with Pascal's law. That's the foundation for fluid dynamics, if you will. There'll be an overview. I'm not sure I have a video in this one, and I may not put one in here. We may not need it, but we will go through the objectives when we get here. Looks like I have a video talking about force no, it is a video, not mine, but it's a good one. Talks about force multiplication, how you can take a small cylinder and apply a small amount of pressure to a larger cylinder and lift up something much greater than you might imagine. We'll begin to talk about Bernoulli's principle, and I just want you to get the idea that it's a what do you call an inverse relationship between flow and pressure, and you can demonstrate that principle by holding your thumb over the hose while it's running. You slow down the flow when you put your thumb over it, but as you will notice, you will raise the pressure, and you'll see where that comes in handy later on. We have a tailgate. We'll have a tailgate, and that is our discussion board in each and every module. This one will have something to do with basics of hydraulic. So you're going to need to participate in that tailgate. I'll try to pop in there maybe once, twice, or 3 times during the week because maybe I want to see what you're talking about, or I might put in there another kind of question you can talk about. We will usually have an assignment in an essay form, and we will also have a quiz. Now, there may be times when I don't put an assignment in, but most of the time I think I'll have a quiz, but it's not mandatory. If I think we need a quiz, we're going to do it. This is a tag along here. I don't know why we have 2 tailgates this is probably left over. I think it's a good subject. I may leave it in there, but I'm not going to make us do 2 tailgates. If I think it's worth reading, I'll move it down somewhere else. Haven't looked at it in a while. So that tells you that there's a course outline I got hiding around here, and I'm going to go through that real quick and then set you free, let you get mentally ready for this coming week. Remember, complete all of the assignments in week 1, your pretest, your syllabus quiz, and anything else. Please be sure and read about the tailgate. Here's a video about Canvas right here. I think that's a video. Let me see. I think you can click here and view it. If you want to do that, it's not mandatory. So let me get back and get this wound up. Okay. Not going any further here. This will, like I say, we'll be getting into the tall weeds right in here. So get ready for that. But I want to show you this. Here it is. I just kind of put this together. It's the first time I've done it uh, for this course. Here's a good description, I think. The course will begin with fundamental concepts of hydraulic systems. This is out of your book. And the terminology specific to those systems. The course explains Pascal's law and covers common measurements unit used in hydraulic system. So we're going to have volume. We're going to be dealing with volume, so that's going to be cubic somethings. There may be some things in your book that's metric. Don't worry about it. We'll deal with it. It doesn't matter if it says centimeters. What we're interested in is it cubic whatevers, is it linear whatevers, uh, is it a kilogram? Those things are not going to matter much. When we get into assignments where we have to calculate actuator speed and things like that, we will be using the SI or the US things like cubic inches, feet, and minutes and gallons instead of liters. But we'll be learning how to uh, change those into the units we need. Uh, I have this in my mind in two parts. That's the way I taught it the last time I taught it. So part one is basically, you may have heard me say early, I was going kind of fast, is this covers chapters 22 and 23 in your textbook. Part one is mainly about uh, chapter 22, I think. So during that, by the end of the course, you're going to be able to talk about the fundamentals of hydraulics, like what's the difference in between flow and pressure. Extremely important, what creates pressure. A lot of people think the pump creates the pressure. No, it doesn't. What creates pressure is resistance, and you're going to learn what that means and how to deal with that. Here is Pascal's law in not brief form, but period. Pressure applied to an enclosed fluid will be transmitted without a change in magnitude, which is force, to every point of the fluid and to the walls of the container. The pressure at any point in the fluid is equal in all directions. If you have a round balloon, when you blow it up, you're going to have a round bubble. That's because pressure is going to all the insides of that balloon with equal pressure. And so it's going to blow up at the size that it's made. Force multiplication in a hydraulic system, you're going to talk about. You're going to know how to calculate that and predict force factors, like, in other words, is this 2 to 1, 3 to 1, and that's going to help you take some shortcuts. The terminology again will come up. There's a lot of terms I want you to learn, and that'll be in the early parts of the middle of chapter 22, I think. Again, Bernoulli's principle and the relationship between pressure and flow. Said that before. Measurement units, I've kind of gone over that. Some things are newtons, that's in weights and magnitude. We will be using pounds and that sort of thing. There is this flow and pressure thing is a big deal. So relationship between the flow rate coming out of the pump and the actuator speed. The actuator is actually the cylinder that you see like on a backhoe that opens and closes the bucket. The fluid pushes against a piston inside of there until it overcomes resistance of the bucket that's trying to dig in the ground, and it curls the bucket. We will be calculating force, pressure, and area. We're going to need to know how to calculate the area of a circle. We're going to need to know how to calculate the volume of a cylinder. And all of those things are pretty simple. We're going to learn how to size and determine pressure for single acting and double acting cylinders. And then we're going to talk about the safety concerns in a hydraulic system. And there are a lot of things to keep in mind. When we get into the second part, which is chapter 23, the operating principles of hydraulic system components, This is what's usually in a system. There's a reservoir, right, where the hydraulic fluid stays or is contained or put. There are pumps, there's valves, there's actuators, which could be a cylinder or a motor, where your motor is actually a hydraulic motor. There's filters, there's lines, there's fittings. You'll learn how to calculate how long it takes that bucket to open, or that bucket of a loader to lift with the lift cylinders. How long does it take it? How long do you want it to take? And then we'll end up calculating hydraulic horsepower. There'll be a little bit of time to spend on schematics, hydraulic symbols, not much. Hydraulics is a big, huge, in-depth subject, and the book has several chapters talking about it. Of course, it's your book. You can read ahead, see for yourself on these symbols and things, because usually we just don't get the time to be able to do that. Okay, speaking of time, I've taken up enough of your time and my time. So I'm going to shut this video down. I'm going to put it in the module so it'll be ready for you Monday.